Hello guys, Sorin here. Welcome to our next video from this series. I will show you now how to create a free account on a free builder website platform like Wix.com. Right now, as you can see here in my browser bar, I am on Wix.com. Okay, I'm already logged into my account. It's actually very easy to use. You don't have to overthink this. Okay, if I will log out of my account, and I enter on Wix.com, I will have the option to either create an account or sign in. And if I press the button sign in, I will also have the option to sign in with my Facebook account. So it's not even that complicated. If you are already logged into Facebook, you enter on Wix.com, you practically press the button sign in, you will have the option sign in with Facebook, you sign into Facebook, and this is the dashboard that you will see after signing in. As you have seen, I've already made some tests here, created some websites, but in this dashboard, what you want to do for your webinar page or webinar platform, you press the button I need a site for, the one that you see right here on the screen. You press the button I need a site for, you can select the option blog, okay, events, music, whatever you want, but I will select the option blog. And I will have some templates right now, okay, that I can use. I will select one particular template, it doesn't matter, okay, which one it is. For example, I can take this one, advertising. I will press the button edit, and now I wait for the editor to load, and you will see how actually easy it is to use this. Okay, we are in the editor right now. Okay, we are on the main page, and let's see, we have all these things that you will probably don't need, okay, for your practically for your webinar page. Okay, so you don't need all this stuff right here. You have a text that you can edit, but you don't need it. Manage posts, you have posts here, so you don't need all this stuff. We should probably look for a different template. This one is too complicated, I don't like it. Okay, background page, site tools. Okay, my dashboard. Okay, so I will go and find a different template because I don't like this one. Okay, I need the site for. We need something much more simpler. Okay, because you only need one page, so no more than that. Okay, guys, and let's say not this one. Okay, let's say we take this one. Okay, ice cream. Okay, it doesn't matter, we wait for the editor to load because I want to show you how simple it is. Okay, you just need a very simple web page. You don't need, oh, this one is complicated too, god damn it. Okay, doesn't matter, you can practically delete everything that is on your page and you don't like, even the menu if you don't need it, but you won't need it actually, that's the thing. Okay, so you practically delete everything that's on your page. You will find a good template if you look to. Okay, now I have to delete this because I have selected this for you. Anyways, I won't stay to, okay, in this example to delete actually everything because it will take us like forever. Here you can have the title for your webinar if you want to, so I'm not saying you should delete this. Maybe you want to say like free webinar. Okay, maybe change the font a little. I don't like this one. Okay, it's not okay. This one is much better. Size, increase the size. As you can see, this is actually very easy to use. Okay, you have an address here, you can delete this one too, or maybe you want to have like a subtitle. Okay, I will just leave it like that. Okay, now you go to this option here, to the button add. Okay, and here you have different options. Okay, shape, video, music, social, contact, menu, list, blog, more. Okay, you go to the video part and you select, for example, YouTube. That is if you want to embed here on your page, okay, the link that your Hangout or your webinar will have for YouTube. So you just press the YouTube button, you select the size that you want, and here you will have these settings, okay, and in this section here you will copy the link that you will see me copy from the Hangout, okay, the YouTube link where your webinar will be displayed. You copy it from your Hangout or from your YouTube channel, and you copy and paste it right here. You press then update, and voila, your webinar will be displayed here. And that's how simple it is, guys. Okay, that's how simple it is. If you will look in Wix here, you have more options. Okay, image gallery, buttons. You can add, maybe if you want to sell something at the end of your webinar, you can add a button from here, link it to your PayPal account, okay, so people can pay you. You can add a box in which you can add maybe a chat box or something like that. You can add a social account, okay, so people can share the webinar, okay, maybe like it or something like that. A contact, okay, somewhere where people can practically leave their contact details and so on. Okay, you can add different plugins. You have a lot of plugins. If you go here, okay, site login, you have embed the site HTML code. So you have a lot of different options here with Wix.com. You just have to look through all of these plugins, see what you want to use, okay, and use it. But most of all, you will only use probably this, the social account, the buttons, and maybe something like a chat box so you can communicate with your audience directly here on your website, okay? But mainly this is how it will look like. Don't forget, you select the video, you go to the settings button, and here you copy your YouTube link from your Hangout, okay? If you want to copy directly the Hangout, okay, embed the code of the Hangout, you go to the add section, you go to more, and here you have HTML code. You add the HTML code, you enter the code here, and here you paste the code of your Google Hangout, the embedment code, and you press update. And that's it, guys. It's that simple, okay? Now, after you will have everything set up on this page, you press the button publish. You will have here the option free webinar. Okay, you can obviously, if you have a custom domain where you want to practically you have a custom address where you want this page to appear, you connect it to your customized domain. Okay, free webinar, save and continue, and that's it, guys. You are done. Your site was saved. If you go to this address right now, you press the button publish now. Okay, view site. Let's have a look at it. Voila, very nice, right? So this is actually very nice. This is how your page will look like. It looks very clean, very smooth, very professional. Thank you guys very much for your attention. I hope that you have understand how to use a free website builder like Wix. I've showed you this one because in my opinion it's the easiest to use and the best for what you need in this case, okay, for a simple clean webinar page. Thank you guys. I will see you in our next video. Bye bye for now. Hello guys, Sorin here. Welcome to our next video from our course on how to create amazing webinars. Okay, in this short video I want to give you guys 7 tips for creating high quality webinars. These are things that you can apply in order to have a better quality for your webinar, okay, a better engagement, a better engagement with your audience, okay, a higher impact for your message to your audience, a better sales pitch if you are having a sales pitch for your webinar. So these are things that are applicable in general for your webinars in order for them to be to have a bigger quality, a higher quality, okay. So let's dive into these actual 7 tips that I've written here for you so you can apply them for your webinars. The first one would be to keep your audience interested in and interact with your following before the webinar. What does that mean? Well, if you probably have if you are holding a webinar, obviously you already have an audience, okay, or a following, or you are building one. So there are different methods to do that. Okay, maybe you are having an email list, okay, of your customers, of your audience. Maybe you have a big social following on Facebook or YouTube, okay, or Instagram, or whatever other type of platform you are using. You want exactly before the webinar, you want to interact with them, okay, to remember them things that they will learn in the webinar, to remember them about the webinar, okay, to practically throw them some golden nuggets out of your webinar, things that they will learn there. For example, if you have a big social following on Facebook, you have a very popular Facebook page, it would be a good idea maybe to write them an article, okay, or a post about something that is related to your webinar, okay, and interact with them. And with a couple of days before the webinar, start to remind them that you will have a webinar. Okay, so this is an example, but for example, if you are on YouTube and have a social following on YouTube, you can create videos about things that they will learn in the webinar. Okay, some very even more unspecific tips about what they will learn there than the things that they will learn in the webinar. Okay. Then the second tip would be to prepare an awesome presentation. You can use for that PowerPoint, or you can use even Prezi.com. If you probably have used Prezi.com before, you saw there that they have some amazing templates, okay, some very nice and cool stuff that you can do with Prezi, but you can also do them with PowerPoint. Whichever you choose, you can practically create an amazing job, an amazing presentation. The idea is to practically use the same colors in your presentation, okay, to make them interactive. Obviously, the reason for which you can you can choose between Prezi or PowerPoint is the fact that you will do share screening, okay, when you will have your webinar. So either if you use PowerPoint or Prezi, you can use the share screen function, so you can even tell them, you can show them a presentation in PDF if you want to, but it's not the case. Okay, so it's very important the presentation to have different types of media, okay, images, animations, okay, to have the same colors everywhere, okay, to give them a sense of unity, okay, and to be like a easy walkthrough. Okay, so that's a very good idea, okay, and make it interactive. Now, the third tip would be to have an awesome host or speaker on your webinar. So if you are not the host of the webinar, or maybe you are just the host of the webinar or the speaker, you should try to use for your webinar someone that it's interactive, okay, that engages with people, that it's likable, because otherwise people will get off your webinar or will fall asleep, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, so you need to have an awesome host or speaker on board. You can invite somebody that is an expert in your field. You can have somebody like a co-speaker or a co-host. Okay, you can think about a couple of solutions like that. Okay, the fourth tip would be to use different types of media. So don't settle just for images, okay, or just for text. Use video, use slides, use screen sharing, in the idea that you are practically showing some practical steps to your audience. Okay, maybe you want to show them how to create a Facebook ad campaign or something like that. Okay, you practically do that live. Okay, you enter on your Facebook page, you set up a Facebook campaign and things like that. You need to use different types of media to make it more interactive and engaging for people. Okay, now the fifth tip would be to perform good sound and video checks before the webinar. So just before starting the webinar, you need to be sure that the sound quality is very good, okay, you don't have any interruptions, and also that video is streamed well, okay, so you won't have any problems, because if you will have problems when you want to start the webinar, you will lose a lot of your audience that will get off the webinar. Okay, so you need to be prepared. Okay, good preparation makes it even a better webinar. Okay, the sixth tip would be to find a good quiet spot from which you have the webinar. For example, a very good room where you can talk to, where nobody will disturb you. Okay, that would be a very good idea. Somewhere where the sound it doesn't have echo or things like that. Okay, but the most important thing is not for other people to interrupt you or to disturb you, or someone to pass behind your back and his phone to start ringing. Okay, things like that. So you need to find a good quiet spot. Now, the seven tip that I would give you, and this is not something that has necessarily anything to do with the quality of the webinar, but more with what you can do with the webinar after you finish it, is to record your webinar. Why? Because after you have maybe your first webinar, either if it will be very good or very bad, you can watch it again, analyze it, know where you can make improvements. And if it's a very good webinar, maybe it's a sales webinar and it has a high conversion rate, if you have recorded it, you can reuse it, okay, the replay. You can practically have a webinar on autopilot, okay, on the replay. So it's very, very good to have a recorded webinar. Now, this would be all the tips that I would give to you today in this video. Guys, I thank you very much for your attention. I am sure that if you apply them, you will have a more qualitative webinar and a more high converting webinar. Thank you again for your attention. Sorin here. Till next time. Bye bye and good luck. Hello guys, and welcome back to our next lecture in our course on online personal branding. In this short lecture, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I think it's not used at the proper capacity for building a personal brand. Most of the people who have businesses online or want to build themselves as a personal brand online use this specific tool just for selling different products or offer, or for promoting different affiliate offers or other people's offer products or services. Now, I am talking about webinars, the tool that I think it's misused or not used at a proper capacity. Webinars can be very powerful, and from different specialists in internet marketing, you will find out that webinars mainly have two purposes, right? The first purpose is to sell, promote, or maybe connect an audience with a different product, service, or offer. Okay, maybe when you are launching a product, okay, in a specific niche, you are launching a webinar for presenting that product. Okay, when you want to promote an affiliate offer, you are creating a webinar for your audience, okay, where you are explaining exactly how that product works and the benefits of it and so on. Okay, but very few people are actually using webinars to educate their audience and to offer them a huge value. In that way, by offering a huge value through webinars, okay, to your audience on a specific topic, you can build yourself as an expert and as an authority in front of them. Now, let me give you an example. For example, right, you have a blog, okay, and you are in the personal development niche. I think we have talked about this niche before, but it's very popular right now. Right, and you want to talk about the law of attraction, okay? You want people to perceive you as an expert in the law of attraction, right? What you can do, for example, you have an email list, okay? Maybe you have 1,000 people, 2,000 people in your email list. You can set up a free webinar for all of them, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, right? In which you can talk about some problems, okay, that people identify with the law of attraction, okay, or about some specific things that they might not know and you know, okay, about the law of attraction. In that way, when you create a webinar, okay, when you will be in the webinar with them, my suggestion for you would be to start exactly like this. I will not sell you anything in this webinar, okay, because that's the actual truth, but I wanted to talk to you guys about a thing that I've seen in our industry that a lot of people get confused with. And you can practically start to talk to them about that specific topic, okay? That can be very effective. Why? Because people see that you are generous, okay, that you are willingly give away free value, right? And they will perceive you as an authority. Why? Because you know things that other people do not talk about in your niche, right? And will think that and will see that you care about them. Okay, one thing, maybe you do not know exactly what to talk about into a webinar. Okay, you decide you want to do a webinar, okay, but you do not know exactly what topic to approach, okay, what subject to approach, what problem to approach. What you can do before the webinar or in the registration form of the webinar, okay, you can ask people what they want you to talk about. Okay, you just ask your audience which are the problems that they would like to hear about a discussion into a webinar, right? And that's the thing that you will talk about. You give them exactly what they want, right? In that way, you practically you build even a bigger rapport with them. Why? Because they will hear the solutions, okay, or the discussion for the problems that they have, okay, and they want to hear about them, right? So webinars are a very powerful tool if you will decide to use them. Now there are a couple of programs that you can use, or software that you can use to create webinars. It depends on the size of your audience, okay. A free tool that you can use, it's Google Hangouts. It's very powerful, and the advantage of Google Hangouts is that it will be automatically linked to your YouTube account. And for example, if you have a YouTube account, people will be able to see the replay of your webinar onto your YouTube account. And this advantage is that you don't have as many options as other platforms. Another disadvantage would be that many times you will have like a small delay, okay, on Google Hangouts. People will see your webinar with a free 5-second delay, maybe even more sometimes, right? So when you have that question and answer section at the end of your webinar, you may not be in a real time with them, which can be actually a problem. Another disadvantage would be that in order for people to be able to see that Google Hangouts live, on Google Hangouts they need to have a Google account. They can see it on YouTube, but they cannot comment, they cannot interact with you or whatsoever, right? So Google Hangouts is an option when you are starting out. If you do not have a big audience, if you do not want to invest money in a webinar platform, it can be a very good option. Another option that it's created around Google Hangouts, it's Webinar Jam, right? It's a very good software. We have more options for it, like a registration form and other stuff like that. You can check it out. We will have a resource section at the end of this lecture where you can check out all these softwares, right? The best option right now still in the marketplace, because maybe in the near future will appear other options too, I think it's GoToMeeting, right? It's pretty expensive. I mean, you can get like up to $500 per month if you are organizing very big webinars, but that's worth it only if you make if you have like a very big audience, okay, and you want to have like 1,000 attendees per webinar, okay, because you are limited to 1,000 per webinar. But it's definitely worth it if you have a big audience to do this for them, right? So GoToMeeting, it's still a very good platform. Why? Because it works very fast. People can follow you in a real-time manner, right? But also it has some disadvantages because people need to install like a plugin on their computer to work and other stuff like that. But as a technical part, okay, probably is the best right now, because people won't have many errors and other problems like that. So these are just 3 examples. Obviously, there are even more examples that you can use. For example, now in the past 6 months, there are other platforms that appeared that are linked to Twitter. For example, there is Periscope, where you can organize like live streaming. It's more like a TV show that you create, okay, from your mobile phone. Then there is Meerkat, okay, also for mobile phones. Then there is Blab, that it's also connected to Twitter, which is kind of like a discussion and webinar in the same spot, right? So you have many tools that you can use, but the main idea is to use this in an educational purpose, right? Okay, to create these live events for people to be able to know you better, to relate to you as a human being better, and to position yourself as an expert and as an authority through the value that you provide to them in a huge way, okay, in a bigger manner, let's say so. So I hope this lecture was very helpful for you guys. I thank you very much for your attention. Check out the resource page at the end of this lecture, and I will see you in our next lecture. Bye bye for now. Sorin here.
Hello guys, Sorin here. Welcome back to our next video and next lecture from this series regarding on how to create webinars and how to use them in your business. Now I want to talk to you about how to prepare your audience for a webinar. This is a very, very important part in having a successful and running a successful webinar, the part of preparation. Okay, now let's dive into the actual principles that you need to follow in order to conduct a very, very good preparation for your webinar, and in order for you to be sure that you have a high appearance of the registrants in the actual webinar. Okay, now first of all, if you use a paid platform like GoToWebinar or Webinar Jam, you already have things set up so that you are sure that a lot of the number that will register for the webinar will actually show up at the webinar. Okay, a lot of the people that are actually registering, for example, you have a webinar next week and people register today, you will have things set up. Okay, so they will get reminders and everything, and you will have a high percentage of the people that were registered actually appearing in the webinar. Now the second thing is that if you do not have a paid platform, and we will practically talk in this course and in this series about how to create your own free webinar page, so you won't use a paid platform like GoToWebinar or Webinar Jam. If this happens, okay, you need to have a landing page or a registration form. You need to have these things set up where people can register for the webinar. After that, you need to have built an email sequence that is sent to people who registered, so they are all the time reminded of your webinar. Because if you are promoting a webinar, okay, maybe you promote it like 5 days ahead, and you need to remind people that registered in the first day, in the second day, in the third day, okay, that they will participate at the webinar on a certain date. Okay, they need to be remembered because people are all the time busy and they will forget. I can assure you of that. Okay, now in your email reminders, so you need to set up a sequence of emails that you will send to these people that registered for your webinar. In these email reminders, in this sequence, you need to include different benefits of the webinar. So you need to build anticipation for the webinar. You can give out some tips if you can regarding the subject that you will approach in the webinar. This will not just practically remind them of the webinar and why they should participate to the webinar, so they will practically build anticipation, but they will also help you build credibility and authority just actually before starting the webinar, okay, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, then the next thing that you should do is it would be recommended not to promote your webinar with more than 7 to 10 days ahead, as you will lose a large part of the early registrants. Just think about it, you being in the shoes, okay, of someone that registered for a webinar that will be after 2 weeks. You will probably forget 2 weeks from now that you registered for a webinar, or other things appear, okay, in your life, and you will not be able to participate. And that happens for most of the people. So if you have a large time frame, okay, in which you promote the webinar, you lose a large part of your audience, because that's how life is. Okay, things get busy. In the day of the webinar, you should have at least 2 or 3 email reminders sent to the registrants for the webinar. And the last one should be when the webinar actually starts. Okay, that way practically it's like a last call, okay, a last attempt from you to remind everybody that the webinar will start that day, okay, that they should not make any program and that they should be on that call. And for example, a very nice technique that a lot of marketers are using is to offer to people that are staying from the beginning till the end of the webinar a big bonus at the end, maybe something that they can download, okay, a mind map or something like that. You can think about something like that to create for your audience. Now, if you have a big social following, be sure to post on your pages and profiles reminders for people to participate to the webinar. Again, tips that are practically are somehow regarding the subject that you will approach in the webinar, okay, why they should participate to the webinars and other things like that, so you can increase your attendees rate. Now, an optional thing that you can do, and some of the people that are conducting webinars on the web right now are doing, and practically a lot of them are doing this successfully, is that they use retargeting, for example on Facebook, but you can use retargeting also on Google and other ad platforms. But they are using retargeting on Facebook to remind their registrants to participate to the webinar. And this is something that you can do optional because you already remind them through the email sequence that you have created. But an example of how you can do that is that, for example, with 2 days before the actual webinar, you can start promoting an ad to the people that registered for the webinar, in which you remind them to participate at the webinar. Hey, tomorrow we have the webinar, don't forget to be there on time, I have a big surprise for you, or something like that. Okay, so these are things that you need to do in order for your webinar to have a high attendee rate, because this is this part of preparation is very, very important. I didn't told you before, but the average rate that, for example, the Click Meeting platform has seen for people that are using their platform to create webinars is about 27-28 people per webinar. Most successful webinars have somewhere at 300, 400, 500 people on in the same time, and some of the best in the world go up to 1,000 people in the same time. Okay, if you go up from there, from 1,000, you are actually a very, very good marketer, okay, and someone who's probably very, very famous and conducting a webinar, and you are actually doing like more like a TV show or live streaming than a webinar if you go past this number, okay, more than 1,000 people. But the average rate is somewhere at 27-28 people. Obviously, ideal for you is to have probably somewhere between 80 and 100 people, because you can interact more with them, okay, you can talk more with them. If you have more than that, very likely you won't be able to interact as you would like with them. So these were all my recommendations of how to prepare for a webinar. I think these things will help you to have a high attendance rate to your webinar, and to practically build just before starting the webinar your credibility and authority in front of your audience. Now guys, thank you very much for your attention. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you in our next videos. Bye bye for now. Good luck to you. Sorry.
Hello guys, and congratulations for joining this course. First of all, I want to thank you that you are here with me, and I know that you will learn amazing things about how you can use webinars into your business, and this will help you maximize your profits into your business. Now, before just diving into the actual information in the course, I wanted to give you like a short briefing about how the course is structured and how you should go through the whole course. First of all, please introduce yourself in the discussion board of the course. One of the biggest components of Udemy and of our course is to create a networking community, so you can practically share ideas with the other people, ask your questions if you have any questions, so you can get answers to them, and practically improve our learning efforts here together. Okay, this is very, very important, so please, I ask you again, do this if you have 1 or 2 minutes spare from your time. Now, how is the course actually structured and how you should go through the course? It's actually very simple. In the first section, we will talk about why it's very important to use webinars into your business. Okay, and you will get some tips from me about how to create high quality webinars for your business. Then we will go through how you should prepare your webinar, okay, how you should get people to register to your webinar, how to make them to attend to your webinar, and all the things that are related to this part of preparing a webinar. Then in the third section, we will talk about how to create a one-page webinar for free. This is a technique that I've personally used, and I recommend it to you if you have a business that it's in the beginning and is just starting out, because you want to focus your investment and your spending in something else into your business, maybe creating a more valuable product or marketing or something like that. Okay, so you can create amazing webinars for free, and this is what we will talk about in the fourth section. Then in the fourth section of the course, we will talk about how to sell with webinars, because this is a very important. It's a method that if you follow will work again and again and again into your business, and this is what we will talk about in the fourth section. In the fifth section of the course, we'll have conclusions and obviously future updates for the course and bonuses, special bonuses that I will have for you because you are a student in this course and because you will get till the end of the course. That means that you have invested your time and you are willingly to seriously invest into creating webinars for your business, which will translate in maximizing your profits into your business.
Now, that was all that I wanted to tell to you before diving into the actual information in the course. A final request would be that after you go through the course, if you enjoyed the course, if you liked it, please leave a rating and a review for the course. I would very much appreciate your feedback, and future students can know what they will actually learn in this course and what you enjoyed the most. Thank you again very much, guys, and I will see you in our next video. Till then, bye bye, good luck. Sorin here.
Hello guys, Sorin here. Welcome back to our next video from our course on how to create amazing webinars for free. I've told you in the past video that we will talk more about this technique of creating your own free webinar page, okay, using everything for free, obviously, because as we have talked already in the beginning, when you are starting something, you need to invest your money in the things that bring the most value to your business, okay. Now I call this the 8 steps technique, okay, for creating free amazing webinars. And let's start with the first step. The first step is to create a Google account. As you have seen, we are using the Google Hangouts tool, okay, to practically create this free webinar page. So first of all, you need to create a Google account or log into your actual account if you have one. If you already have a Google account, you probably know already that you also have a YouTube account. You also have access to Google Drive and everything that Google actually has, all the apps that Google has at our disposal for using, okay. Then you need to create an account on a free website builder, and an example for that, it's wix.com, and I will show you exactly in a future video how to use that. Then you need to enter into your Google Hangouts account, okay. You just type in Google Hangouts on Google while already being logged into your account. The Google Hangouts will appear. You enter Google Hangouts and you schedule a Google Live Hangout. So not a normal Google Hangout. You need to schedule a Google Live Hangout, okay? Then you copy. You will see that you have some distribution links there, okay? Or share the Google Hangout, and you will have more options. Throughout these options, you will also have a YouTube link or an embedment code for your Hangout. Enter. After that, the step number 5 is to enter on your Wix website, okay, page that you have created. You insert the YouTube code video or an embedment code for your Google Live Hangout there on your page, wherever you want the video to appear, okay, the actual webinar to appear on the page. You can add different plugins there, like a chat box or like Facebook comments to that page if you want to, and I will show you an example for that. Then you can create a free email marketing service account. Actually, if you want to have the whole package with registration forms, landing page, reminders for your webinar, you need to create a free email marketing service. You can use MailChimp, okay, in that purpose. And after you create this email marketing account at MailChimp, for example, you can create a registration form for your webinar, and you can set up an autoresponder sequence or emails to send to the people that register to participate at your webinar. Okay, and that's about it. This is the 8 steps technique. So I think it's pretty simple. Till now, I think you understand the concept, but you actually need to see it in practice, and that's what we will do in our next video, guys. Now, some recommendations before going on with the examples and before showing you exactly how to use this technique. Some recommendation: use this technique when you are just starting out to save money and bootstrap. So if you are already at a level where you can afford to spend like $80 per month, okay, to use GoToMeeting or ClickWebinar or anything like that, any service like that, spend the money on that, okay, because it's more professional. You can make it look very professional, okay. You can use this method also to have a very professional presence, but probably in order to do that, you will need some some freelancers, some designers, okay, to create special pages for you, to integrate Google Hangouts with different apps and other things like that that you don't know, okay, but a professional developer knows or a designer knows, and you will still need to spend money on that. So it's much easier for you to go to Click2Webinar or to go to GoToWebinar or Webinar Jam or other platforms if you have the money for that, okay. So obviously even if you do it, okay, even if you make it look professional, you won't still have some of all the features that paid platform has. Okay, now you can save up with this method. You can save up to over $1,000 per year if you make the calculations. Okay, as you have seen from the prices comparison, I've shown you a comparison based on 108 attendees. Probably if you go from over 200 or 500, the prices will go up much more, and you will end up maybe paying even $2, $3, or even $4,000 per year. With this method, you actually end up paying nothing. Okay, you just take some of your time in the beginning to design everything, and then it works for itself. Okay, so these are my recommendations. Now guys, thank you very much for your attention, and in the next videos I will show you exactly how to set up this technique from the beginning to the end. Okay, thank you very much for your attention again. Bye bye for now. Sorin here.